Alright, we're back for day 3 of Fangame Edition. This is the Castlevania Fangame I have recently started to try and just brush up on my Unity skills since I hadn't touched a thing in 9 months prior to this project. And also I want to do it based on something I love. And recently, I got the enemies to walk. And I also did a bit of level design here. This is still a very rough draft, but yes, they do walk and they do turn around where they're supposed to, so we have walking enemies. Hooray. I mean, frame rate kind of sucks, but oh well. Not like we have to do anything super tricky. I just need to show off a bunch of the features that I put in here. So yeah, I've added in more decoration. I've changed the color of the mountains to make them look nicer. I added in dirt tiles from the Mad Forest tile set in Castlevania 3. I even threw some flowers onto it as well for extra decoration. And I also have some gold skeletons that should die in 2 hits as opposed to just 1. However, I'm going to want to actually make the enemy get stunned for a split second, and probably also have a sound play when you hit the enemy, so that the player actually has a clue that they hit it. And also I gotta be careful to make sure that like the damage doesn't just stack up like 2 hits on top of each other, because that thing is supposed to die in 2 hits, not 1. I have the door graphics, but doors do not function yet. What I'm hoping I can do is just make the screen fade out. Well, actually, the door opens first as soon as I touched it, like so. Then the screen fades out to black quickly, and then we just load up the next area and instantiate Trevor at the beginning of that area. So, like, I'm gonna set 1, 2 to have, like, a certain beginning with another game object, and then link the door to that game object so that Trevor knows that he's supposed to spawn there once he goes through this door. But it does not work yet, so you're not going to see what's on the other side of it yet. Also, in the meantime, I'm still going to have to figure out how to incorporate the stairs into this. I have a few plans for it that are quite different from the original Castlevania series, but not that different. I do plan to actually have the player be able to hold the jump button while they're on the stairs. This doesn't really do anything while they're on the stairs, but if they're holding jump and they press down, then they can just drop off the stairs instantly. I mean, I probably want to let them know that they can do this somewhere in the game. And if they do it right over a hole, then they're just gonna die. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like how far Trevor can jump. It's not exactly the same as in the Castlevania games. He can jump like wider distances in just 2 blocks. He could jump like 4. So yeah, that's gonna definitely change how I design levels a bit compared to what I was doing in Castlevania 3 ROM hacks. We can jump 4 block wide gaps. We couldn't in Castlevanias 1 and 3, or 2. None of the old school Castlevanias you could jump 4 blocks. This thing you should be able to. So yeah, blue gold skeletons are animated properly, they walk. Hit detection is okay. I do want to add stuff to make it look more clear that they're getting hit, they're taking damage. And I also have to make sure that we don't just kill something in 1 hit when it should be taking 2. I'm gonna have to look into that further. Yeah, I think I've already kind of given away that there are stairs, in fact. And just so you know, there's a 1-2 in works. I have the stair graphics. Well, pretty much everything starting from here would be 1-2. Trevor would ideally start around this area, or maybe here. Doesn't really matter. So we'd climb up the stairs, jump the gap, kill the gold skeleton, go down here, and then climb down some more stairs to reach another area. I'm going to have to figure out how to program in all of these screen transitions. This is going to take a while. Also, we're going to need the stairs to function. They don't function yet. I'm probably going to use something along the lines of stair markers like Revamp does. I think Castlevania 1 might use stair markers like Revamp does, but I'm not 100% sure at all. I have never used Stake or any of the Castlevania 1 hacking utilities. So this would be 1-2. Down here, we're gonna like make it look drastically different. This is gonna be like a sewer/cave segment with fishmen. Kind of like a little homage to the first Castlevania, where in the second part of the first stage, you climb down some stairs, and then there's this little river with fishmen. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But it's probably gonna be a while before I even see anything like that. I still have to get the stairs working and fix a few other things. Also, sub-weapons would be nice to have, but I have not even started that yet. Also, Trevor still does not duck. We still do not have that yet. Well, as for enemies, I've also put in more of the graphics from the Castlevania games so that they're ready. I just need to actually program in the enemy functionality. Bats are going to fly with like a slight wavy pattern. Medusas, it's going to be more drastic. I have not implemented those, but shouldn't be too hard if I can get the bats to work. Blue skeletons are walking. Enemy fireball will be linked to fishmen and the pillar of bones once I actually get those in. Well, I still need to program like over half of these. I have not done any work on the fishmen at all. I just have the graphics here. Gold skeletons work. They take twice as many hits as the blue ones. Nothing else to say. Red skeletons should collapse and then stand up after a few seconds. And here's my favorite idea I've come up with so far. The gliding skeleton. Okay, this is going to be just like the bats and medusas. It's just going to fly across the screen horizontally at a relatively fast speed. I mean, it dies in one hit, but it might make even more sense that if it crashes into you, it dies. I mean, I don't know how the hell it would survive an impact like that anyway. But of course, you'll get hurt too. So you might either see yourself wanting to jump over him, duck to avoid him, or just hit him if you're fast enough. I mean, these things should ideally die in one hit because how fast they move. And they're also pretty big targets, so it shouldn't be too hard to get them. Just hit anywhere on the enemy graphic and it should die instantly. And we have walking zombies. I've raised their arms up a bit, even though I had them having their arms out in front of them made sense. I still feel like this makes a lot of sense too. I mean, I kind of want to make some changes to the original game. I don't want to copy every single thing in Castlevania word for word. Or enemy for enemy, or, you know. I don't want to copy them 100%. I do want to throw in some original ideas here and there. Like cool level gimmicks. The gliding skeleton was like the first thing that I came up with that I knew I just had to include here. Any other variations of this? If you want to see them, like, feel free to tell me. So yeah, the dirt/grass is also using the same sort of technique I used on every other tile up to this point. Separating all the colors and layering them on top of each other to be easily able to change them at will. So I could just make a copy of this, recolor it, and then call it another block and use it in another level. Even though it's pretty much the same thing, just a different color. And I could just make these have similar colors, mix and match them, and we have some weird effect like this. Though maybe I should make them all the same color, because it's kind of busy on the eyes. I don't want to overwhelm them in the aesthetic. And there's the flowers and this whip graphic, which is in the foreground. I'm still probably going to want to move that. So the door object is there, but it doesn't actually have any functionality yet. You stop at it, you're supposed to, when you touch it while you're on the ground, it opens, screen fades, and you just go to the next area in the level. So a screen transition. This technically doesn't count as day 3. I just quickly put these stair graphics in. They do not actually function, but they appear on the screen. I mean, the bigger part is actually going to make stairs work. How are we going to go about this is what I need to figure out. And it looks like that's pretty much it. A bit of level. I still want to add more decoration, maybe on, like, in between the mountains and the ground would be nice. This is just the one line of black. I want to add something. And also, like, some here, so on and so forth. And down here will be, like, the next area of the level, but I have a lot more important things to put into this game than just, like, level design. Everything still needs to function properly, which it doesn't just yet. So thanks for staying up to this point. I mean, I just opened up a new channel on my own personal Discord server called Castlevania Fangame Dev, where it should be pretty much read-only, except for me, because I'm just going to be posting updates on the game. And I'm probably also going to be allowing reactions, so people can just vote on stuff they want in the fan game. If I can get enough people interested, I'll let you vote on ideas I have, like, for example, which level should I build next? What should stage 5 or 6 be? Should I put this feature in the game? Should I leave this feature out of the game because it might take too much time to code? So on and so forth. And yes, I already put day 3 up here. The video is going to be on YouTube shortly. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention these blue squares. aren't actually supposed to appear in the game, but I just use them as reference, and they're going to be on screen while I program this, so I can see where the ground-based enemies are supposed to turn around, like, say, skeletons. Or probably also fishmen, because they're going to walk on the ground once they land on it. So yeah, that's it for day 3. Wish me luck on the rest of it, because, oh boy, this is going to be one hell of a task. Stairs, proper screen transitions, you name it. I'm going to have to do a lot still.